Now, let's move past that and talk about national team men's football, and this has to do with the Chan Eagles, who are in Tanzania, putting in the final touches ahead of the African Nations Championship that will be taking place in East Africa. We know Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania are the host of the tournament, and for the Chan Eagles, also known as the home-based Eagles or the Super Eagles B, if you want to call them that, they were the runners-up last time out. This time around, they will be hoping to go a step further before they, to claim the title, a maiden title it will be, talking about the African Nations Championship. And the team are preparing. They've played quite a handful of friendlies, and they are confident of their chances. We have more details in this report.
Okay.
Nigeria's preparations for the African Nations Championship Chan is in top gear here in Zanzibar, a small island in the heart of Tanzania. While Zanzibar is popular for tourism, these home-based Eagles are here to fight. They are focused on the task of making every moment count at the Chan tournament.
My first camp in Ikene near Lagos, so we did work a lot physically and tactically and of course technically, and now we continue our preparation here in Zanzibar.
We are still preparing because we still have a week into the tournament, and this game is one of the games we play just to make sure we know our strength and our weaknesses at Zanzibar. None is talking about them for now because we don't know any information about them for now, and that's how it is in camp.
The coaching crew have got their work cut out with the 23 players selected for the tournament. Coach Eric Shell is looking forward to his first game against Senegal when the Chan tournament starts, but the warm-up matches against Zanzibar's national team is also important.
I think this is a good team with the great technical staff, with the good player, and it will be a great game, and we need to prepare and we need to play against the team like Zanzibar, and for us it's a very good thing to prepare the Chan. Our ambition during the Chan is to take the game one-on-one, one after one, and we will see after what can we do for this competition.
Training sessions have been daily since the team arrived in Zanzibar as the players continue to get themselves conditioned to the weather, the pitches and the Gaffer's game plan. Nigeria Super Eagles will begin their quest for a first Chan title with their opening group game against Senegal on the 5th of August. Promise Afoge, TVC News, Zanzibar.
The Super Eagles just finished playing against the Zanzibar team, and that ended goalless right there in Tanzania as they continue to prepare both the physical and the tactical aspect of things ahead of the championship itself. Promise Afoge is the media manager of the team and is joining the show right now from the team's camp in Tanzania. Promise, I know the team just finished playing and, everyone is probably exhausted as it were, but run us through the team's performance. It ended goalless, considering that they scored several goals right here in Nigeria when they camped in the Ikene, Ogun State. What do you think went wrong, really? Is it about being profligate in front of goal, or the Zanzibar team were just really resolute in defense?
All right, Samson, I think Zanzibar has got a very, very good team. What we saw here in over 90 minutes shows that Zanzibar, though a small island, but they are good producers of good football players. Prior to this particular game against the Super Eagles B team, Zanzibar had very exciting results against the likes of Senegal, against the likes of Ivory Coast. They've beaten a couple of top teams here in Zanzibar, teams preparing for the Chan tournament who came to Zanzibar to camp and play friendly games. The Zanzibar team have beaten a number of top teams prior to the Chan tournament. But against the Super Eagles B team, it was a different ball game entirely. It was a game that the Super Eagles B dominated from start to finish. It was an exciting game, end to end it was. Zanzibar had a couple of chances, but then the Eric Shell side showed some level of superiority in over 90 minutes. And I think Zanzibar will count themselves lucky not to have lost this game. It got to a point they knew they could no longer handle the Super Eagles team. Every man behind the ball for Zanzibar, they just had to, I mean, it was a case of if we can win this game, we should not lose it. And that was how they played to the end. But from the Nigerian perspective, we saw a very, very decent performance from the Nigerian team. The team looks ready. What we saw tonight, it looks ready that they can go to Chan and make a very, very good statement for themselves.
Okay, I can see it's almost night right there. I'm talking about the weather now because we know this will play a crucial role. We know that the season as well, it's definitely the rainy season and what have you. How much of an impact now will all of these factors in terms of the weather count against or for the Super Eagles in terms of the final preparations ahead of the tournament, which is less than a week from now?
Are you talking about the weather here in Tanzania?
Yes, yes.
The weather is good. The weather here is good for football. Since we arrived here on Friday, we've not witnessed any rainfall in the particular area where we are. The pitch was dry before kickoff, and we've not actually experienced any rainfall since we came in here. And so the weather is good for football. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's very hot. The only unfortunate thing here is the fact that most of the pitches in Zanzibar are AstroTurfs. They are all artificial pitches. However, our players are used to this because we know that many pitches on which the Nigeria Premier Football League is played upon are artificial pitches. So, and the team also camped in Remo Ikene, where all the pitches are AstroTurfs. So they are very much quite used to playing on such playing surfaces. But the most important thing here is the performance by the boys. I mean, we saw a team that looked very cohesive. A team who could keep as much as 20, 30 passes at a goal without losing the ball. That was what we saw earlier tonight. And everyone here has been impressed. At some point, the Zanzibar fans were applauding the Nigerian team, you know, based on the performance that they saw. Apparently, they've not seen the kind of performance from an opponent here in Zanzibar. And so they were very much impressed with what they saw from the Nigerian team.
Okay, talking about the team's preparations now, the final touches to, you know, Coach Eric Chell's game plan. We know quite well that there will be another friendly match against Zanzibar. When would that come up? And are we looking at other friendly matches apart from the second leg, if you want to call it, against Zanzibar?
Well, in the aftermath of this match, it will be safe to say these two sides have become familiar foes. And so certainly the coaches will go back, you know, analyze this game, take a look at the clips, see the areas where the Nigerian team need to do a lot better in terms of being clinical in front of goal. One of the things that Eric Shell, I'm very sure, we want to look at critically at his team is the finishing. They had so much of the possession. They dominated the play. The transition from defense to midfield to attack was excellent. Perhaps the finishing is one area the coach will look at as we prepare for the Chan tournament. We could have buried a couple of chances that we had tonight, but of course, the team is still work in progress. The coaches know this, and they have a lot of work to do, especially going into the second leg or the second warm-up game against Zanzibar. I told a couple of colleagues, I said on Thursday, when we meet this team again, we will beat them very silly, because at that time the players already understand how the Zanzibar team play, and they will be able to perfect some of those strategies that the coach will tell them in training. Okay,
so the next match definitely is on Thursday. Aside that, any other final warm-up match before the tournament itself?
Well, the Chan tournament is just a few days away. After the friendly on Thursday, the team will be moving to the official camp that will be provided by CAF, and that will be a few days to our opening game against Senegal. It will be counterproductive to play any more warm-up game before the game against Senegal on the 5th of August.
Okay, Nigerians definitely will be keeping tabs with the Super Eagles B team right there in Tanzania and hoping that they really get off the mark with a huge win and go a step further than they did last time. Promise Efoge, the media manager of the Super Eagles, thanks so much for your time on the show.
Thank you so much, Samson.